wondering what I'm going to do to actually make this crowd a little bit excited. And then the excitement happened. There was a gentleman sitting right in the front here, and he got the crowd moving, and thank you, sir. I think you're moving out of the hall right now. Fine. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to speak to you about a topic that is deepfakes and the security paradigm. I'm going to make it very, very simple. I'm not going to educate you because I understand this is a well-educated and intelligent audience. But most of you here, at a certain juncture or a certain time, have suffered or have had the impact of something concerning deepfake in your lives. For me, I'll just give you an instance. I've got a very pretty wife, right? I'm very proud of her. And every time she goes into the beauty parlor and she comes out, she asks me, how do I look? My credit card says 20,000 rupees down. My mind says nothing changed. So at the same time, I will take you through a series of slides that I have made, and I couldn't miss out this guy. He's in the news. He's the peacemaker, right? He's going to get the Nobel Prize. So just see what... So ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't miss Trump, and I had to show him to you to break the monotony in the crowd and break ice with you. So let's go further. Well, this is not working. Okay. That was supposed to appear later, but that is Captain Sanjay Sharma. He just spoke to you, right? I don't know the person from the beginning. This is the first time I'm seeing him. And I picked up his picture because I saw him on the panel. And when I saw him on the panel, I picked up his picture and said, let me start with making him look like Tom Cruise. Sanjay sir, can you please stand? Can you please stand? Turn around. So here we have Tom Cruise for you. Fine? Everybody seen him just now? And he gave the opening address, I guess. Everybody knows who this guy is? Brad Pitt? And here is Major Muhammad Ali Shah. Major Muhammad Ali Shah, can you please stand? So there's Major Muhammad Ali Shah, and that is there for you. So why do you need to be concerned about this deepfake paradigm? The problem is there are a lot of military officers sitting here right now, and I want to focus this at you. Why do you need to be concerned? As humans, we judge. How many of you say that we do not judge? Can anybody have a show of hands that I don't judge anyone? Humanity itself, your personality, condescends. And that's why you judge. The problem is you are deemed a criminal on the perception of the act, even before you're given a chance at justification. Lots of us here, since we are military officers, we also know there's a process called the court-martial. Right? The court-martial procedure is such that there is a show cause notice given to you, an act that you have committed. Nobody knows the truth of that act. That act has been taken and put on a piece of paper. A certain amount of army regulations and rules have applied to that act, and that is shown in the environment. And the environment, without giving you a chance to actually justify your act or prove yourself or to see whether it is right or wrong, says, iska to court-martial hua hai. You might come out of the court-martial 3 months later as absolutely a person that is not involved in that court-martial. But you have not been given the chance to justification. And that, gentlemen, is the concern. Now, next please. This happened yesterday. As I was looking at my presentation, this is Armored Corps officer called Noel Goodwin. And on my Instagram, I got this message. Please note, this is a fake account of my name operated by some scoundrel who has been contacting my friends and asking them for money. So please be aware, I have already reported this account. And exactly 3 minutes later, I get this on my Instagram post. It says, he sends me a follow request, and I write, reporting this fraud account. Next. Next, please. Can somebody click? Yeah. Now, this is a Pakistani man named Sattar Baksh. He opened a cafe with a Starbucks logo, with his face on it, and named it Sattar Baksh. Fine? Starbucks sued him, and they lost because he said that's my name and face in the logo. The fact is, he's done something. He's copied the same insignia, but what happens at the end? the judiciary or the rules are not in place to basically protect the rights of Starbucks. Next. All of us speak about the web, right? We've got something called the surface web, we've got the deep web, and we've got the dark web. Before I start my presentation in proper, we got to know the difference between it. The surface web is only 4% of the complete internet. The deep web is 90% of the complete internet. And what lies within the paradigm of deep web is academic information, medical records, legal documents, everything that is open is there within the deep web. And then you have something called the dark web, something that is working 24/7, trying to get into your focus, trying to get into your modules, trying to get into your laptops, trying to get into your mobile phones, and trying to procure all relevant data possible to be used someplace at some time. For your kind information, everybody of you, your data is already available. It takes me precisely 2 minutes to find out every damn detail about you, including your savings, your housing, your property, and your bank accounts, because you are constantly being profiled. As you walked into the Park Hotel, right from the security camera at the gate, which was looking into your car to see who you are, to the reception, there are 2 security cameras facing the gate, you are being profiled. Every time you enter the airport, you're being profiled. The problem is, profiling is fine, but when profiling leads to analysis, there lies the situation. It's like a court-martial. Your facial appearance and the way you have conducted yourself in a social profile, like in social media, will pan out as the man is suspicious, not suspicious, antisocial, social, prone to acts like criminals, etc. So you're being profiled constantly. At a certain juncture, when technology increases to that level, that tomorrow, when you're being interviewed for a job, I look at your profile before I look at you. The humanity factor, or the human factor that we build around the profiling, gets reduced. And therefore, your first impressions would never matter. What matters would what you put into the open, what you post on Instagram, what you do, what you tweet on the X, what you put on Facebook, what is your social profiling. So the problem is that you need to be aware that you are in the picture throughout. So deepfakes, it is the new frontier of physical and cyber crime. And everybody can be profiled. India has a deepfake problem, but today, is it a crime? That is the question we need to ask ourselves. Is it going to be featured as a crime? That's me and my wife. Nice little picture she posted of me on Instagram without asking me. And deepfake is synthetic media. You all guys know it. But what I can do with deepfake is I can change the person that I want to be for a social profile. That's me, Jesus and Mother Teresa. That's me and Alia Bhatt. I love the lady. That's me and Avatar. Me and Deepika Padukone. And that's me with the goddess Durga. Let's go ahead. The recent deepfakes in India, you see there was Katrina Kaif's photo. Okay, a little bit of skin show. And here we have the skin shows percentage increasing. Then we had Manish and Sangeeta Phogat. Then we have Kajol's face being morphed. And then we have Amitabh Bachchan also, his voice being morphed, and a certain amount of political statement being made. Lots of us dream of a better life. So let's see this little video. Can you just play this, please, somebody? I'm sorry, this.
लेकिन ये साला कर क्या रहा है यहाँ पे?
अरे साला
क्या बात है सर?
ये वाली ज्यादा अच्छी है
ना?
So why not a lot of us here have something called a subdued psychological profile. Most of us, you have aspirations. I have an aspiration to become a film star. You have an aspiration to become a cricketer. Somebody has an aspiration to become a military officer. Somebody has an aspiration to be something else. But the problem is, in real life, you run out of time. There is no space, there's no time. And since there's no space and no time, what do? You still need to live this fantasy. You need to live this dream. And how do you do that? You've got the deepfake. You want to be anybody? You can be a movie star. You can be a cricket player. You can be anything you want to be, including a porn star. And today, this is the kind of features. People who have been programmed constantly, videos are being made of them, of acts and issues that they're not even concerned with. All these film stars that you see, right from Ori to Deepika Padukone, somewhere in the deep, dark web have been focused in pornography. A perception, India to introduce AI, robo-judges in courtrooms. Acceptable, not acceptable, not understood, time will tell. And there is this statement which I found very strong. I found this statement to be absolutely hitting my brain. I want AI to do my laundry and dishes so that I can do art and writing. Absolutely deep. Not for AI to do my art and writing so that I can do my laundry and dishes. Ladies and gentlemen, that we need to focus on tomorrow. Now here, this is another scam. Hi all. I today received a fake call mentioning that they are calling from Delhi Police and Customs. And there's an identity card, there's an entire thing here. And there, a scam alert of course. How many of you, let's have a show of hands, has had certain amount of calls coming from different agencies trying to scam you out? Can we have a show of hands? Okay. I'll give you a small little incident before I go further. I know this lady, she's 65 years old. Very pretty for her age, very young for her age. And she happened to get onto Facebook. And on Facebook, a very handsome looking man with a picture of him, his kids, doing adventure sports, living a fantastic life in the entire scenic world of Sweden, was all over Facebook. And he befriended this lady who was 65 years old. And after befriending her and talking to her about, see the patience involved. After talking to her for about a month or so, he said, listen, I think I'm in love with you. An isolated, lonely lady in a metro culture like Mumbai, feeling all alone because there are no friends, even your neighbors don't talk to you, psychologically impacted by a very handsome-looking young man who's about 45 to 50 years old, showing a backdrop of absolute fantastic locales, proposing to her saying, I'm in love with you. And she says, no, but I'm 65 years old, my husband expired so many years back, and I have a child which is 28 years old. He says, doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is your persona, the beauty that you are, and the kind of relationship that we're building up for what we built up for the last 1 month. And she falls for it. And she says, okay. And he says, I'm coming to India next month. And he sends her a copy of a ticket of an airline with his visa, completely authenticated. And this reaches the lady and she says, yes, of course, this is authentic. And suddenly, on the day of the flight, she is waiting expectantly for this man to drop in, and he sends her a mail that due to some issues with his child, he cannot make it. But because it's your birthday, on 22nd of September, I'm sending you a parcel. And this parcel will reach the customs. 5 days later, she gets a call from the customs office. The voice, absolutely like somebody from a government office. He introduces himself, says there's a parcel in your name, we need to open it, we need your permission to do so, because this parcel contains suspicious items. 65 years old, doesn't know what to do, doesn't know where to go to, can't profess her love in public. She says, okay, open it. Immediately, 1 hour later, they open it and send the pictures of her name on a parcel with thousands of dollars in it. Thousands of dollars in it. She gets almost a heart attack. She says, what's this? She says, your parcel has 10,000 US dollars. This is your money, it has been sent to you. We need to show it to the customs department. We are the customs department, we need to process it. And you need to pay 4.2 lakh rupees to get this parcel. 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 4.2 lakh rupees to 65-year-old lady. Once again, I'm getting there. Absolutely lonely. Totally scared now. She doesn't know what to do. And she transfers 4.2 lakh rupees to a completely authenticated customs customs bank account number. 4.2 lakhs gone. Once again, after 2 days, she gets a call. Your parcel has been sent, but courier charges of 8,000 rupees because it's being sent by a special parcel is required. And she again transfers 8,000 rupees. This entire procedure continues for a long time. The lady loses 14.5 lakhs. 14.5 lakhs. And when she went to the police, she went with documents that were totally with the stamp of the customs, the head of the customs department, the voice that was, she had started recording the voice that was there was morphed to signify that it was the voice of that customs officer. And she got duped of 14.5. It was absolutely human deception taking place with use of technology and something that we are faking all the time. The costliest types of cybercrime is business email compromise. Second is investment. Third is confidence / romance fraud. And you see, and the last is government impersonation. In India, surprisingly, government impersonation takes first place.
थियरी ऑफ रिलेटिविटी समझाई, क्वांटम फिजिक्स समझाई, पर झड़ती थियरी ऑफ रिलेटिविटी समझाई, क्वांटम फिजिक्स समझाई, पर झड़ती हेयरलाइन का इलाज मेरे पे भी नहीं है.
So now you even have Albert Einstein. And tell me one thing. Can anybody say he's not Albert Einstein? If you didn't know when he lived, where he lived, when he lived? Can anybody say he's not Albert Einstein? And he's here. He's talking to you and talking about hairline. The problem is that the historical chronology of deepfakes has evolved over time. And the rapid evolution from 2018 to the present is full scale. Today, there are sites on the internet that are absolutely so precise that even an expert without the tools of AI or counter AI cannot detect whether it is fake or not. The new reality, we are entering an era where seeing is no longer believing. How many of you have heard about that song by Simon and Garfunkel? It's called Sound of Silence. Please hear it today. He sang it 40 years back. And I think that song applies completely to us today because this is the new reality. We are not even there. We don't know whether seeing is believing. That's me. And this is almost Narendra Modi. Just he's wearing a pea-cap, so maybe he looks a little different. So simple. Tell me, the uniform is the same. The medals are the same. The pea-cap is the same. Only the face changed. 63% surge in cybercrime cases. India experienced 7,000 complaints every day since 1st Jan 2004. 7,000 complaints every day, ladies and gentlemen. And you see what is happening here. The cybercrime hotspots in India. Nu was #1 for a very long time, and suddenly it is Bharatpur. And if you go down and Google Nu and the entire layout of how this apparatus works and where do these people function from, you'll be surprised. These are unpad log, 8th standard pass, uneducated, sitting on hilltops and with their mobile phones trying to scam people. And in a recent incident, happened to one in my family only, my brother-in-law was working on his laptop. Suddenly he got a call. And without thinking, he put his call on. He didn't realize that it was a video call. He stared at his mobile screen, and on the other side, there was a woman wearing nothing, doing things to herself. And he kept staring. Any man, if he looks at something like that on an open screen from doing something else, what happens is You tend to keep looking at the screen for a certain amount of time till it hits you, okay, this is something not to be done. And then he put it off. But he had spent 30 seconds of that time viewing that little clip that was there. Immediately, he got a call in exactly 1 minute saying, "Jaldi se jaldi paisa transfer karo, nahi to ye pura video," and they sent him the entire video. They had taken a screened video. We'll send it all on your platforms and show it to your wife. He asked, "Kitna paisa?" And they asked 2,500 rupees. Just 2,500 rupees. He said, 2,500? Abhi dal. He put it just to get rid of it. Just to get rid of it. After 3 hours, the clip came again. They said, 3.5 lakhs. Immediately, presence of mind, he called me. I was working in an establishment which looked after cybersecurity. And he told me that this is what happened. I said, don't pay a single thing. Delete Facebook and Instagram. And tell your wife that this has happened. His mobile number was accessed. No calls from anyone. Nothing happened after that. An investigation was carried out. And we found Bharatpur, 12 boys in a small little shack were raided and caught on this phone call. And they were all of 8 to 15-year-olds. And they were using these clips, which they had taken from porn sites, to send it to you and me and control our minds. What am I trying to show you? They haven't spared the Prime Minister, and I just put his face. It just took me exactly 20 seconds, exactly 20 seconds, to take his face, put it on my profile, and say, make him laugh. And there the Prime Minister is laughing with the military uniform. Again, because the Prime Minister loves his photographs, generative adversarial networks, that is GANs, two AI neural networks, a generator and a discriminator, compete. The generator creates fakes, and the discriminator tries to identify them. For everybody in the military, this is very precarious. Every time a weapon system comes in, there are counter-weapon systems to negate the effect of that weapon system that comes into the market. And this is exactly what is happening here. You make something, there is somebody always synthesizing it to see how we can do it better or how we can negate it. So the AI works like that. Autoencoders, this is amazing. It is used to compress and then reconstruct data effectively, swapping the facial features or voice patterns of one person into another. And simple. Everybody here has Gemini? I hope you do. Or everybody here has Meta AI? I'm standing here, click me now, just take my picture, put it on that, say, turn him into a dinosaur. 10 seconds and I'm a dinosaur. Make the dinosaur dance. He'll make me dance. Make the dinosaur dance Kathakali. He'll make me do Kathakali also. Try it. And you'll find, and you'll be amazed because it's like toys for the AI boys. I kept this, I knew there were ladies in the audience. I kept this original because here we're talking about the security paradigm. And for you to know the candid and blunt truth is more important than anything else. The entire deepfake affects trust in media, damage to democracy, personal and psychological harm, and the liar's dividend, which is the most important. It is that old story that you used to read in a third standard, where once you keep telling lies and people know that you're telling lies and they don't believe you. And when the time comes when you tell the truth, nobody still believes you. That's exactly the liar's dividend. And that is what deepfake gets us. Today we don't know what to believe. Rahul Gandhi says something, it becomes a joke, people call him Pappu. But the fact of the matter is 80% of everything that he says is morphed or the voice has been modulated and changed. The fact is, Narendra Modi says something, and now the opposition has caught on to the same language, and they are doing the same to his videos. A deepfake growth in the 2024 election here, please take your eyes to India, is plus 280%. It is absolutely enormous, and this is in 2024. So the opposition and the politicians today are using deepfakes in a very, very measured way. Now you need to understand there are softwares basically available to negate if it's a deepfake or not. So please use them judiciously. Now, let's go to narrative building. This is the last part of my presentation, the most important one. We had Operation Sindoor recently, and being a military man, I'm very passionate about this operation. The fact is that a fake narrative survived and won the war. And a lot of military officers sitting here, they'll agree with me. India won the war in the manifestation of intent and the force levels that were applied. But where we lost is, we couldn't support the narrative that we built up. Now, the problem is military applications of deepfake. They are very potent tools used for disinformation, used for propaganda, used for something called strategic and operational deception. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a tool, deepfake is a tool of military application as per my prognosis. Next. Play the video, please. So the issue was that they put up a lot of fakes. The problem was that we picked up those fakes. More than the Pakistanis, the Indians picked up the fakes. And we started propagating that fake. We created these fakes reaching millions of households, right up to the smallest little village in India. Teen Rafael Giradi. Teen Rafael Giradi became an anthem in Pakistan. Why? Not because of the Pakistani population, not because of the foreigners, but only because of our own public and media, because we started questioning our government and we started questioning the military. We started questioning not the success that we had achieved, but the casualties that were propagated by the enemy. No confirmation of the same. Till date, we do not know gire ki nahi gire. But yet, everybody in every Indian household asked, "Ya Teen Rafael gire ki nahi gire?" Arey ladai hai. This is war. And in war, things will be hit, things will be destroyed, infrastructure will be destroyed, humanity will be killed, people will die. And that is war. And that is what war was about. And India won the battle, but we lost the narrative. And going ahead, so many fakes were created. Just read them. Fakes of 2022 of a aircraft dropped was shown as a Rafale. An artificial Rafale wing was made, painted with the nomenclature of the Rafale and pictured and shown, where Indian population, when you see the graph, says 1,026,000 people send that fake picture in 2 minutes. All over, questioning it. सच है क्या, सच है क्या, सच है क्या? वो सच है क्या के चक्कर में तुम लोगों ने पूरे देश में दहशत मचा दी. So the practices of deepfake can be many types. Now you've seen, I've shown you Operation Sindoor and how we messed up. And how we messed up because we started believing Pakistan and the fakery. Well, we did not absolve ourselves of the duty as a responsible citizen to hold the government's hand and to support your military. So let's now come down to practitioners of deepfake. And the biggest practitioners of deepfake are basically the entertainment industry. Right from the movies like Avatar to what you see today as, initially, when you used to watch these cartoon movies, it used to take a series of artists to draw this entire movement of the cartoon. Today, the AI does it for you, and seamlessly. Can you play a video where it was put first time on the Instagram? It got 2.6 million views in 1 hour. For anybody who's been a YouTuber, for anybody who's been on Instagram, you know that every 1 million view earns you money. And by making videos like this and putting it on your site, because there are no rules to protect or against these videos, you earn a lot of money. So this is business for those people who are working from a shanty of 110 square feet. Next. Basically, you're all being profiled. Deepfake is a threat which is almost akin to a military threat to a nation. And it can destroy not only governments and societies, but also your family. Can you just play this last video before I end? So basically, the Prime Minister is given a very simple solution. He says, I'm not against deepfake or morphing being used for the entertainment industry or anything like that, as long as it is not used adversely. Even in the entertainment industry, he says, put in a statement there or a watermark saying that this is generated by AI. So I think a simplistic solution for a man of the earth. And the fact is that deepfakes are here to stay. It is not for me to get into the technicalities of it, because technology and technique changes every 3 months. What is more important is that you and me in this audience are aware, make the people who work with us aware, and make our families aware so that you don't fall to this. Imagine, today, your daughter is subjected to something like this. What will happen to the entire family? Leaving you with this thought, thank you very much, and God bless.